What's up, yo? This Rom coming back at you with yet another car video. FBoy Allen proves my points. FBoy Allen proves my points. Yeah, before I get into it, I strongly suggest people check out my Patreon, because I go deeper into some stuff and I don't share here. And one thing I'm going to do this week, because you know me, I don't go in on women. But I will point out some stuff. And one of the things I'm doing this week, I'm going to talk about that money game women run and how to defend yourself against it. How to defend yourself against it. Because one thing I will say under a lie detector, FBI profilers, shoot, street people who can read people. I've never been played for money. Never been played for money. Shit. Even when I went through my divorce, I don't pay child support. I don't pay 1 penny in child support. Not 1 penny. And for those who say, oh, you should be paying child support. Why? My sons get money out of me anyway. I'm just not going through the courts. But my sons need something. They need a laptop, phone, whatever. I just pay for it. New shoes, clothes, food. Oh, Lord, food, please. Shit, they get way more out of me than the courts would have made me. But that's how good I am. And here's something for y'all to think about. How is it I managed to get out of this without hiring an attorney? You know, people really don't want to fuck with me on many levels. Anyway, right? Representing myself. I walked out of there. I was smiling. Anyway, right? So I'm going to be talking about that this week on my Patreon, on my highest level, my 20. Usually I'm talking about sexual dynamics. And the reason why, I don't go in on women, but let's be real. There's some women players. I'm trying to protect the good guys out here. A lot of guys still getting played. So I'm going to take care of that and stuff. So, yeah, check that out. And real quick, because I know I said, last week, I was working on the sled in here. There's some interesting things with it now. Last week is when I started. Right? And I said I had to work up. Because somebody was asking me how much weight I put on there. I said I ain't put any weight on there yet. But when I was last in the gym, I just put 100. There was a 100-pound plate on there. And she got some nice legs. Anyway, it was a 100-pound plate. So I put 2 today. And you know what? That was an exercise, just picking the plate up and taking it over to the sled. Seriously, that shoe. I felt some strain in my leg just doing that. Like, it wasn't like one of those plates you got a little handle in it, you can move it around. You had to pick up the whole plate and move it. Yeah, all these people coming in, they got like a little lacrosse camp. Yeah, anybody familiar with the arena club? You know they got that big indoor field there. So you got a lacrosse camp and then a summer camp. So yeah, but anyway, yeah. So I put 1 plate on there, put 2 plates, and even just when there's no plates, there's still a level of resistance. So it was I did 22 reps. 21 was just straight reps with the 200 pounds on there. Just 2 pushes up and down. And one of the trainers told me something, I'll tell you in a second. But it was 21 reps. But then the final rep, after I did the 21st rep, I was closer to where I got the 100-pound weight. So I was like, man, shit. I was sweating like hell. And already did like 8 routines working my chest. So, and I said I'm gonna do the sled as long as they have it there. I'm gonna do the sled and work it. Wait a minute. All right. Yeah, I gotta do the sled just to end all my workouts. That's the final thing where I really sweat. So, yeah. So yeah, I did those 21 with the 200, and then took it off, and then did that final rep. It wasn't on there. It was still some resistance, man. I still felt that. Just pushing it back. Yeah, because it works you. I mean, it breaks out a sweat. Because I can do all the other stuff and I might glisten at best, but that breaks out a sweat. That's the important thing. So, anyway, now for the main attraction, you know. Now for the main thing. FBoy Island. Because, you know, I talked about it last year. You know, it's a situation where, like, on this FBoy Island, they had 26 men. They actually brought in some more, which is interesting. 13 supposed to be self-proclaimed F-boys. 13 self-proclaimed nice guys. And, you know, they trying to win the affections of 3 women. They made it interesting. They brought back 3 characters from last year. Yeah, they brought back 3 characters from last year. And, you know, including the guy, the ultimate F-boy, Garrett. Yeah. And I only seen 3 episodes, so if you've seen all the episodes, no spoilers, no spoilers. But, like I said, it proves my point. Because, you know, everybody's big into the looks thing. And you get guys who say, oh, it's just looks, just looks, just looks. Even saying just height, too. I'll give you a few spoilers. Even saying it's just height. Yet, it's the F-boys that's getting the time with us so far. Or identified F-boys. Time with the women. There might be some nice guys in there we don't know yet. But here's my point with it. The nice guys they eliminated so far, you know, they was, even the guys on the show were saying they just didn't have any game. They just didn't have any game. And for the F-boys that got eliminated, they said their game wasn't good enough. But here's my point. Here's my point. And let me shout out somebody who pointed this out in a video, Mr. Lucario. Because you know Mr. Lucario jumped on that whole just looks thing. He had said it. So, okay, what happens when all the guys are trash? Then what? You still got to have game. And even on the show, they said game. Because there's a couple guys, they were just straight up with it. They straight up F-boys. They ain't tell the women, of course, but they said, you know, they do it. They running that game. Shit. And because really it comes down to the personality thing. Because even, you remember when I was talking about, I did that video talking about the nuclear physicist and that woman, and I said it's just personality. And people are trying to push back against it. A man's profession don't make a woman wet. You still got to click with him. I don't care what your profession is. I don't care what it is. Shoot, if it was just that simple, just whatever your profession is, that's some bullshit. And that's part of the thing I'm addressing this week on my Patreon. If you lead in with your wallet or your profession, man, shit, don't get mad when the woman divests you of your money. You basically telling her, nah, that's just me. Meanwhile, some dude who broke his shit, she's sucking his dick. I'm gonna tell you, let me break that down. The most she might give that man leading with the wallet, she'll give him sex, she'll give him some starfish sex, she'll gap her legs open, moan at appropriate times. Shit, some of the slick ones know how to make you come quick. Meanwhile, she doing all sorts of things. Shit, she doing all sorts of things for that guy who didn't lead with the woman. But that's just an aside. But getting back to FBoy Island, it proves my point. And shoot, even one guy who got did he get eliminated? He's a real tall guy. Yeah, he was a nice guy. And he was probably the tallest one there. I mean, seriously. Look, that look, it proves my point. What did I always say? Yes, all that bait is great. Hence, that's why I talk about body game. And as far as facial features, what did I say? Fix your teeth, fix your hair, fix up as best as possible. Heck, even working out can like affect your face. But I said that just get them over there. And as I always quote this model that's on YouTube, Brett Maverick. Shit, the looks get you 40 extra seconds. You still gotta have personality. People call it game, but it really just come down to clicking with the woman. What are you saying in your conversation? What are you talking about that gets the woman interested? Because yes, women can like your physicality and they turned on by it. But if they talk with you and you want some goofy shit, no. Because there were a couple guys on there. One got eliminated quickly. He just, I mean, his personality, he was the first one. It was a brother, too. It was embarrassing. Shit, he was all mad and stuff. We ain't even I think he's a nice guy because he ain't at the place they send the FBoys after they get eliminated. And shit, he might not even be on the show anymore. I don't know. But, you know, dude tall, he had all that look. He had that whole look. Bearded. For guys who think you have to have hair, tall. Had that Mandingo look. But he was coming, his conversation came up as like short. You could just see that. It's like, damn, man. In fact, he's coming off as kind of weird. I'm just be real. I mean, it is what it is. You know, I don't talk about people, but he did. I mean, he just didn't get that vibe. You know? Didn't have any smoothness in his game, anything like that. So it's like, yes, you have the look to get them to look, but then what are you saying? There was another brother on there. He's still on there for now. He talking with the woman. First thing he asking about his cats. Talking about her cats. It's like, come on, man. You know, all the women were feeling him. But as soon as they conversation, hit them with that conversation, they was just like, you gotta have it. It's like no ifs, ands, and buts. I don't care who it is. And any guys who think, well, you know, it's just looks, it's just looks. You know, first of all, they looking from the outside. Yeah, I don't know. Because even, shoot. And you got some dumbasses thinking, well, your personality is your looks. Well, how do I explain the dudes on the show who ain't showing much of a personality? They were still quiet. One dude, they didn't even know his name. He got eliminated. And a couple of the F-boys on there, they said, well, shit, we didn't know you were part of the game. We thought you were a producer walking around. Even the women said it. Even the women, they said they could see he's nice, but they said, look, you ain't talk to none of us. Because you still, if you look good, you still got to approach. It makes it easier. And let me be clear about it. Because people got some, you know, comprehension issues. Yes, you want to look as best as possible, but you have to have, you gotta talk to the women. There's no ifs, ands, and buts. In fact, that shit's so important. That's why you get some dudes who probably don't look as good. Ain't, you know, face is average, height's average, body's average. But shoot, they got that conversation. People call it a mouthpiece. The women get interested because it's that emotional thing. Now it ain't, it don't hit as hard. It don't hit a woman as hard as physically turning her on. To be honest, it don't hit her as hard initially, but you get her laugh and get her smile and get her engaged emotionally, her defenses come down. Her defenses come down. That's how some dudes, in fact, that's why some dudes think mouthpiece is superior. I would say this. I'm going to say this. I'm going to go on record as saying this. Nothing's really better than the other, because you get some dudes, they got a mouthpiece and a woman can still put them in the friend zone. And just, wait a minute. I see you, motherfucker. Shit. Anyway, they can still be put in the friend zone. Ultimately, you want to have developed all to the power, because if you got a mouthpiece and you look a certain way, that's pretty good. Like this cat, because I was checking out Love Island too. There's a dude on there, Timmy. Now I haven't seen the latest episode. I assume he's still there. That dude had a straight up mouthpiece. I was like, damn, dude. Because he wasn't just like, they thought he looked good, but he was in Love Island. That dude was sitting there with that mouthpiece too. Had that New Yorker mouthpiece. You know how they do in New York. Had that conversation. Seriously. That conversation is powerful. It's like no matter what. But see, you get some guys thinking, well, if I just look good, okay, but how you going to learn how to talk? You still got to talk. And the worst, I'm going to tell you the worst thing. I'm going to tell you the worst thing, man. If you got all the physical thing and then you talk to that woman. Because they ain't just like you all right until you open your mouth. Women get hollered. They get. I've seen women get mad. They see a guy, they be like, damn, he was fine too, but his shit was just corny. Seriously. And that's the thing. You gotta develop both. You gotta develop both. Because that's how, I'm gonna tell you what, that's how a lot of guys end up in situations. Some guys even hit me up and they say they handsome, they handsome, they handsome. I've seen it in the comments. They talk about where everybody tell me I was handsome. I was like, it's conversation, bro. Your conversation and everything else. Because women by nature look at everything. I'm gonna emphasize that. They look at everything. And they got to feel something. And even if they feeling you, you could lose it right away. You can say, all you have to do is say the wrong thing. That's how deep it is. That's how deep it is. That's why I would say, for anybody having trouble, shit, develop those social skills. Seriously. Develop those social skills. Now, if you got the look, you develop your body, facial features, all that, and social skills. Shit. You got no problem. You got no problem. And FBoy Island, I mean, it's right there. Because I always get some, every now and then, I might see my name on another, I don't know, you know, the force in me. I'll be finding my name on, like, places. I was like, I didn't even know this person existed. See some comment with my name on it. I remember one guy that didn't want to get into the body game and what I'm saying. I'm like, well, shit, it's right there. See, that's the beauty. I'm going to tell you what. And yeah, I'm going to pop my collar to it. That's the beauty of what I talk about. Anybody can verify it on their own. If they go out, anybody can see. Everything I talk about, you can see. If you go out. That's all you had to do. If you go out, you talk to people, shit, you know some actual players. You can everything I talk about. It's a shame people don't get it, but it's right there. It's right there. And just understand it. And like I said, the main thing though, okay, you got looks, then what? Then you still got to have conversation. Like I said, it's a great bait, but then how you gonna hook them? You know? And let me say something about that, because somebody come against it. I'm gonna tell you something then. Let's just be real, man. Let's just be real. Anybody come against what I'm saying, man, you put them out in the streets, man. Or you take if they show their face, you put them out in the streets, you can see right away what the issue is. It ain't no playing motherfuckers coming against me. Motherfuckers actually getting some pussy. Seriously. Seriously. You trying to help somebody. And I'm going to tell you what. It rubs me the wrong way because it was the nice guys wanting help at first. Be asking, be complaining, but then you tell a lot of them they don't want to hear it unless it goes along with what they believe. Like, I remember this time, right? I remember I did this, I think I talked about it in my Patreon video. But it was like I talked about it somewhere, man. I recorded 3 videos for next week already, so somewhere, so you might hear it again. Well, not this particular one, but it was talking about when I did something like a presentation. It was like we were talking about my book, Nice Guys and Players, and it was a bunch of young black professionals in the DC area, right? I mean, these weren't Pookie and Ray, these professionals. Some of them might have been quote-unquote high-value men, you know? And it was men and women. One thing that annoyed me, men were on one side, women were on the other. This is about 2001. I was seeing the problems even then. But, so they, it was one dude, he got in front of everybody. And he said he only agreed with one thing in my book. He said it right in front of me. Now, I ain't get mad or anything. I was like, okay. Because that's my feeling. If you didn't like something, you just didn't like something. I said it. If you don't like something, stay off the channel. Don't worry about it. Go find somebody who shit you agree with. So I was cool with that, you know. He said something. And he would, you know, he'd be that type. Because I did a few other things with that particular group. And he'd be complaining about the women and everything, and they ain't like him. Now, there's two things about him. There was two things with it, two lessons and stuff. One of them, it was another thing the group gave, but I wasn't like, they had a panel of 6 men talking to a group of mostly women. I could have been on the panel at first. Well, not at first, but because somebody was late, they say, Rom, you want to get up here? I was like, no, I'm cool. And the person came, right? All right, so I'm there. I'm sitting next to this fine sister. And let's just say the fine sister had that energy towards me. And I already knew her anyway. I already knew her and stuff. And, well, I'll just say, I don't know how to call it. Let's just say she was a fine sister. I was going to give an unnecessary clue, which could have led to some issues. But anyway, so, but the vibe she was giving was like she was into me, right? I never forget that same dude who said, you know, he ain't seen anything, he ain't agree with anything in the book. He walking past us, and he gave that look, like that look dudes give when he, like, sad or disappointed you with a woman they want to fuck. And I've seen that a couple times. One of my favorites seeing that, it was this woman in this building. She lived in this building in Silver Spring. And the woman had told me that he was interested. Because I came in and saw him, right? Went in there, you know, rode her. Man, she had a big round. Anyway, rode her. Then when I came out, I saw him. I said, yeah, what's up, man? And he had a sad look. So this dude had one of those sad looks. And I'm thinking to myself, well, damn, motherfucker, maybe you should have paid attention to what I was saying. I'm there with a woman you checking out. Oh, and another thing, he was always complaining about not getting women, but I know at least 2 women who went to those things was checking for him hard. And I was like, if that dude stop tripping and shit and just pay fucking attention. But anyway, my point is, man, you still got, you know, ultimately, my point is, man, you gotta have that conversation, man. You know, you gotta have that conversation. You can't just think, oh yeah, it's just one thing. Now that one thing, yeah, it's necessary. You gotta have the bait. But don't think the bait alone is gonna do it. Okay, you got the bait, now what? Seriously, now what? FBoy Island shows that shit. You still gotta talk to the woman. And even when you talk to her, you still gotta click with her. Even when you talk to her, you still gotta click with her. It still come down to the personalities clicking. In fact, I would say, and it ain't about mouthpiece or whatever. It ain't about mouthpiece. I mean, 2 people can click. They both be like 2 quiet people. You know? 2 quiet people. Shit, one could be extroverted. Other one could be introverted. You know? You still got to click no matter what. No matter what, you got to click. You know? And that's why I talk about tribe. Like a man should develop himself to the best extent. And then see who he click with. Just that simple, yo. Just that simple. See who he click with. You know? Yes, you want to fix yourself up, but don't think, and I got a video coming addressing that issue. Don't think you can just rely on your looks. I got a video coming because that's a problem I'm seeing. You seeing a lot of guys, they so worried about the looks thing, and I'm like, well, shit, develop your other shit too. Why are you developing your looks? Because I got a video coming next week. Women got an expansive sex drive, and it takes more than looks to turn them on. Yeah, some women are going to be turned on by the looks. Some women are going to be turned on by your voice tone. Some women going to be turned on. You're not even trying because you just a leader. You doing something, you know. But anyway, though, check out FBoy Island, though. It's entertaining. Yeah, but like I said, I love it when stuff is out here, and it basically confirms what I talk about. So anyway, that's all I got for now. I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.